Beautiful day today. Got up a little late. My future home right here. Beautiful oak tree. Septic tank got put in. want to go out and chase the stuff? Okay, girl. Okay, all right. Daisy wants to go out and explore things. There you go, hon. You get out and check them out, okay? Got a lot of animals around here at night, hon. Quite a few animals around there, hon. Quite a few. Not domestic pets, hon. Yeah, these are good. This is the black vulture hatchery. Hear a train in the distance. What's my only gripe here? Not enough trains. This would be perfect black widow territory. Come on, hon, before a black widow get you. Come on over here, hon. Come on, before a black widow get you. Hey, come on, let's go. Good girl. Drinking my nice coffee here. There's a lot of places I don't take you. Oh, look at here. This is a spiny orb weaver. Spiny orb weaver. See, now he's strung a vertical net. He's looking for flying insects. Now he's taking off. I hate to wreck his little web. See, that's a nice thing about here. Even in the daytime, these spiders, they'll figure out they don't want to keep rebuilding nests. It's super energy intensive. So you really want to read some interesting books. Read about spiders. I just ordered one, $70, red ants. I'm going to do a huge indoor red ant display. They're non-indigenous, which there's a mixed school of thought on that. If you listen to these biologists that are paid, they're going to tell you that non-indigenous species shouldn't be here. But like the Asian carp is a poster child of an example of that. But on the other hand, if you look at the praying mantis, that's the state insect for, I think, Connecticut and Wisconsin, ringneck pheasants. And all those salmon that they've polluted the Great Lakes with have totally screwed up the ecosystem. Those were planted by man. So, you know, they pick and choose what they want to target. I mean, in minus brick walls and isolated rooms, when you've got a giant world, that's just going to happen, whether it's through the ballast of a ship with zebra mussels or, I mean, it sucks, but red ants came into Mobile, Alabama in 1940, supposedly on a cargo ship. Now, I read these things. That's what they're saying. Like a lot of things. I mean, I get into things like I was into honeybees pretty heavy at one time. I mean, 100 hives for one guy is like a lot. And I wasn't selling the honey. But I'll try to figure out things on my own, you know, unrelated to what research and the books say. And I came to the conclusion of this. Number one, the Langstroth hive, the kind you're used to seeing in a field or in a storybook. Worst design ever for insects. Langstroth was a kook. In and out of hospitals all the time. Kept kind of shaky records. That hive is designed to extract honey. And I'm almost sure that this notion, you know, you have to come up with a story to get people to believe things. And if you don't, well, they'll be all over your ass. And beekeepers have done probably one of the better jobs I've ever seen at spinning themselves as stewards of Mother Nature when they're really pretty crappy. They get these bees in there. They put them in a house they normally would never inhabit. Then they steal all their honey and replace it with high fructose corn syrup at the end of the year. That's not a good steward to Mother Nature. Now, here's another argument for this too. Honeybees shouldn't even be here. And this is something, if you research this or you do it like I did, you'll figure it out yourself. The only time you need like massive amounts of pollinators is for commercial use, capitalism. 1,000 acres of watermelon, 500 acres of blueberries. When you're trying to make money, you're not going to have Mother Nature, by wind and other insects and transference and all sorts of things, pollinate these big tracts. So the way around that is you get Mother Nature, you get them from another country, Italy in this case, most of them, and then you put them in hives of 40 and 50,000 bees and you let them proliferate, and they're fertilizing all your plants in an effort to stay alive and produce. But it's all money driven. It's got nothing to do with nature. If you look at the mortality rate of beekeepers and hives over time, it's not that good. They'll bullshit you blind. They pick these hives up and do blueberries in the east and head out west for the almonds in California and think nothing of bees just flying out along the way. And it's not good. Just because it's not a white cuddly rabbit doesn't mean that it isn't valuable living species. Like, we don't kill anything around here. I'm still kind of a hypocrite, though. I do eat meat, and I'm not comfortable with it. But then I think that they were put here for us, and we're just on top of the food chain. I go back and forth on this. So, yeah, the beekeeping is interesting. I want to check these red ants out, too. Now, what they don't tell you is the red ants eat a lot of bad bugs, aphids, as an example. They're not all bad. Praying mantises eat a lot of bad bugs. The problem is they eat everything. So if you put them in an area where you got a lot of bad something like aphids, you're going to like praying mantises. If they're a place where you like other insects, you're probably not going to like them. Those things hatch coming out looking for a 3,000 calorie meal. Daisy's looking for that thin green grass for her stomach. So I'm going to do the ants. I'm soaking the hummingbird feeders. Boy, those babies go on a journey, I'll tell you, all the way down to South America. Some cut across the Gulf, some don't. And the vultures, that's a different matter. The vultures on the East Coast, from Pennsylvania, let's say, but as far south as they find those is Miami. Vultures from other states, they find those babies way down in Venezuela and Mexico. Bird migration's fascinating. It's also dangerous. High mortality rate. And I'm going to grow longleaf pines too. I mean, I'm not going to save the world, but at least it's a good feeling that you're not making it worse. And you'll learn a lot. These paper companies, they're big into, clear cutting. Supposedly clear cutting benefits a forest, but try telling someone that bought a tract of property that's looking out at a bunch of stumps and piles of wood getting ready to be burned. It's like anything. It's always who you ask, what side of the coin you're on. With this property here, no hunting. We're real motherfuckers too about protecting it for that. Private property, stay out of here. It's one big giant feed plot for deer. The truth of the matter is you're not going to get, at least as far as I know, any trophy bucks out of here. So it's not like we got a bunch of yahoos that are 100 pounds overweight with a pocket pen holder in their ass crack hanging out of their jeans with a bunch of Bud Lights in the back of a four-wheeler. It's just not that desirable, which is good. Now you get down around Morgan County, Madison, where I go and get that barbecue. And I get some big-ass deer, like the kind you'd see in the front of a magazine. I ordered the guy that owns that barbecue place. He's getting a kidney transplant the 23rd. I ordered him some books on kidney transplants. Give him something to read while he's in the hospital. That's got to be a scary proposition. I didn't really want to get nosy. I don't know the guy, but he told me he got a donor about a week ago. And I didn't want to ask the details of the donor. Now, like I said, it depends on what side of the coin you're on. Well, I don't ride motorcycles, and I don't because of the risk, but I'll tell you, I want to thank all the motorcycle riders for the organs that they donate to the people that don't ride them. You guys are probably, my guess would be, the number one category of providing good organs. So thank you. I got my medal. I'm going to go and get my metal detector. Well, I spoke to the nicest lady yesterday, 81. She sounds like she's like 30 on the phone. Husband died 3 years ago. She's interested in my condo. Really sweet woman. Daisy loves it down here in Georgia. That's another thing. I'm going to be able to go up to Michigan and leave Daisy here, and she'll be able to like do this stuff every day with Marty, which is a huge load off my back. Look, she sees something over there right now. Hear those gunshots in the back there? What do you see, hon? Animals? These are some trails we cut. That's where the well is that I had. I'm going to really check that out. So that's it. So I hope you guys have a good week. Rest of your weekend, not much of it left. And we'll party on.